Now to the crisis at the Capitol. As the nation prepares for the Biden inauguration, security is tightening in Washington.
The National Mall will reportedly be closed beginning next Wednesday, and that is where the public usually gathers to watch the inauguration. The National Guard is sending some 20,000 troops to Washington, D.C., and they will reportedly be armed and allowed to use lethal force. We also learned today the president-elect and future First Lady will no longer travel by Amtrak to Washington because of security concerns.
Meantime, the FBI has warned police across the country about possible attacks on state capitals. This as more arrests were made today for last week's breach. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor has the latest.
The FBI says this cell phone video allegedly shows retired Pennsylvania firefighter Robert Sanford throwing a fire extinguisher that hit 3 officers in their heads at the Capitol. Pictures show him wearing a hat with the Chester Department's logo that day. The 55-year-old is facing several charges, including assaulting the officers. The FBI is investigating coordination among attackers. Videos from last week show people acting together to breach the Capitol and attack police, including this line of men moving up the steps wearing military-style vests and helmets.
When I began to hear the reports that there were military people involved, veterans involved in the group that attacked the Capitol, that there were police involved in the group that attacked, and how organized it was, it seemed as if they were gathering intelligence then.
New Jersey Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, a former Navy helicopter pilot, first sounded the alarm about tours being given at the Capitol the day before the riot. Her chief of staff called the Sergeant-at-Arms January 5th.
A group of 10 to 15 people inside the Capitol complex just looked like they supported the president MAGA hats and Trump things.
Yesterday, more than 30 members of Congress signed a letter demanding an investigation into these tours.
Since March, because of COVID-19, the building has been closed to the public, so it is easy to note when there is a real departure from that.
Are you able to identify those members of Congress who you saw giving tours on January 5th?
You know, I spoke to some investigators about that, but I'm not talking about that publicly because it now is under investigation.
Security around government buildings all over the country is being stepped up now, including New York City.
I think you'll see additional police resources around City Hall between the 17th and the 20th, not because we have specific intelligence or any information that there will be activity there, but out of an abundance of caution.
Congresswoman Sherrill says she's already spoken to the FBI and would also not say just how many members she saw giving tours. In Trenton, New Jersey, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.
The acting sergeant-at-arms and the Capitol Police did not return a request for comment.